Happy evening to all, and welcome to the book club Thinking and Destiny of 90th episode by Prasanna Medisetti garu. Before starting the session, let us do meditation for 5 minutes and we'll connect to the author Percival. So, please, can you clasp your hands, cross your legs, gently close your eyes. And observe normal, natural, soft breath. Friends, we are all connecting to the Percival Master and observing the normal breath, easy breath. Just cut your thoughts by observing normal breath. Just remember that we are triune self. Let us all connect to our higher self by observing normal breath. We are all connecting to the group consciousness at this moment. Just convey yourself. You are the triune self. You are the thinker. You are the knower. We are connecting to the higher intelligence and bringing the light from light flame by calming your mind at this moment. Okay, friends, just keep your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Gently open your eyes with a big smile on your face. Thank you, friends. So let us invite Balagaru for recap for the previous session. Balagaru.
Okay. So last week we covered, Prasanna covered chapter 10, the gods and the religion. So the religions founded on the relationship between humans and then the superior being to overcome, and how it is formed to overcome sickness, accident, death, and an unavailable destiny. To overcome these, they depend on the super being, which we call God. Like a child depending on parents, and human also they depend on God. The doer is limited by body mind, but it is led to it is led to think that we don't believe in our the one who has as a doer in our body, but we always think that superior, we always depend on a superior being who we call God. It is led to think a superior being of nature beyond the body, which is all powerful, whom it must depend. That's how humans we always think. The need of religion comes from weakness and helplessness. There is a superior being to whom one can appeal for help. The human wants the security, and also he wants to be assured. Man perceives order, power, intelligence in nature with the loss of the knowledge of the light within. And it came, and that's how it came the worshipping of gods. Man never believes the power within. He always depend on the power on the outside of the nature. That's what he's saying. When the beliefs increase to faith, it produces phenomena and seems to produce its correctness. Intelligence do not make religious systems, men make them, and they need them for experience. Religion is a belief system accompanied by theology, forms worship exhibited by method of life. If religious beliefs leads to virtues as self-control, duty, kindliness, it serves highest purpose. Religions are made by man's belief system. They depend on people who practice them. It is good if it is leading to a reasoning and understanding. It is bad if people are kept in ignorance and darkness. So religions, working both ways. Religion starts decaying if people stop worshipping and stop giving power to their religion and God. It slowly disappears. Because of this, religions and gods, they appear and disappear. Always there is a tendency of priests abusing their authority in religion, and also the rigid religious rules leads to fanaticism, wars, and persecution. So because of all this religion. And also he further says there are innumerable gods, nature gods outside, and the light of intelligence within, also man, within man. Nature gods are of two types: gods of pure nature, gods worshipped in religion. So elemental nature, the Panchabhutas. So out of all nature elemental gods, he says radiant unit or fire element or fire god most powerful. The gods worshipped in Jewish, Christian religions are nature gods, but not pure nature gods. They are made by human thinking. Gods come into existence because of human thinking, which brings into a mass of humans what they desire. Gods first come into being as human thought. Gods last as long as there are people who nourish and support him. He stops to be when there are no more human prayers or worshipping. So that is how some of the gods, the Grama Devatas and also they disappear. Every god has the feeling of identity, which humans we always give to God. All gods have bodies of nature matter. Most of these have form. Some are without form. That's all I have for last week. So is Prasanna here? Okay.
I'm here. Thank you. Thank you, Balagaru, for this thing. And today, second chapter also we have started last week a bit. So which is it is all like the God is the creation of the man, that who is actually thinking of it. But only thing is what he is not thinking is that when a human being can create a God, which means that he should be the God. Otherwise, you should be the God to create that feeling of the God, right? To create that thing. So only thing is we created the God, and we are actually thinking whatever that nature, like whatever that we have, that supreme nature, right? We are forgetting that, and we are just imposing all the qualities to that particular God, which is invisible, which is somewhere kind of thing, right? Whatever the thought it was born out of it, we are keeping it. So does the human God has a body? Yes and no, both are correct, because yes, because we have created the God, and their character, their actions, their relationships, their psychic, all are the sources of human sources only. So whatever that God's mental part and what they think, what they reason, is all come from the activities of men activities, the original self-prompted men activities. So gods use them to serve their desires. Gods use them to serve their desires. They do as little thinking. So they are saying they do as little thinking as do their worshippers, because human being is having a knower, thinker, doer, and the God is the thought creation comes out of this human. So this God is not doing anything for these worshippers. They do little thinking to do their worshippers. What is helping these worshippers? Because their faith, their understanding, their thought. Suppose if you go to the Tirumala, and if you do something, okay, if I get this, I will come and do again, something like that. If you start, right, what actually is doing is your thought, your belief. So with that, oh, God is helping me. You are starting working towards your goal, because that is helping you. But you are keeping all your faith there, right? So that thought is the one that is helping you more than the God helping you. That's what he is saying. God is a conscious as composite as his living humanity. It is as conscious as the living humanity, right? No God is the conscious part of the bodies until worshippers do so. Otherwise, they do not have the body. So what is that? So worshippers is imagining some kind of the body, imagining something. That is the thing. The nature of the God presents same aspects of the human nature, because we are all the humans, right? We imply that kind of qualities. Gods have only what human beings who created to worship them. Whatever I create, my God is like that. My personal God is having all the qualities. Because why I'm putting those qualities, right? I want to have the qualities. If those qualities are good, suppose if you think, right, if I have some millions of dollars, then I wanted to help all the street people who do not have an access to the kids. So this is the godly thought. This is my supreme intelligence thought. This is my knower thought. So this thought, whatever that I cannot do it, I'm just putting it to the God. So God, if it is, he is omnipotent, omniscient, everything he can do it. So that kind of thing, right? So God, goodness, love, knowledge, power, anger, hatred, cruelty, everything I'm putting into the God's name. Whatever because God is having all these qualities, whatever that human being is thinking, loving, forgiving, arbitrary, everything, revengeful, cruel, whatever you are thinking, right? So that's why some of the people who created the God, they'll say, if you don't do that, he will get angry. Some of the people say that he's always good. The God is always good. If you go and pray that, oh, I did mistake, he forgive. So each one, because if the God is there, there should be only one God, one quality. But why these many gods and why these many qualities? Because every human being has started creating their own thing. God differs from the human in the things that he lacks. Whatever the things that he lacks, right? The God is not lacking. God has a no identity, independent of all this identity, independent of his worshippers. He doesn't have any identity if these worshippers are not giving any identity. If I say that this is the Lord Rama, this is Lord Krishna, so because worshippers have given some form, some kind of thing, so that God has an identity. Otherwise, he doesn't have. It's a light being, right? If that is the case, it is all there, and that being is there within you. That God being is there within you too. He has a no mentality, no feelings, no desires. But those desires, feelings, and all those are furnished by devotees, furnished by the worshippers. Okay. And remember, what he's saying is the important point here is no God has a doer, thinker, or triune self of his own. Again, I'm repeating, no God has a doer or thinker or a triune self of his own, which means the God is you have created, so that particular God is not having knower, thinker, doer portions. He is not a triune self. Who is triune self? You and me are the triune selves. We can think, we can know, we can create. God has a no AIA, no breath form. The God will not receive the light directly from the intelligence. And God was ever become a human being. Because that's how we created, right? None will because gods are not the stations of eternal order of progression. Gods will not progress their order of the progression. Only the human being is progression. God has no destiny. He is the destiny of each of his worshippers who accepts his issues. He is the destiny. What is his destiny? Whoever is accepting worshippers, that whatever their destiny is, it's a destiny because they are actually imposing all of them. No God is responsible. A God exists in the experience of his people. As long as they want to look up an outside deity, as long as they want to look up an outside deity, he helps. That's all. It is not. It's not. He's not helping anyway. The name of the God is, if he has one, the characteristics of the God, it indicates its nature. So again, whenever I say that, right? So do you think that you don't believe any God or you don't do anything? Yeah, we are believing because it is all. We are not able to believe that we are the knower. We are having that God nature, that Advaita, that Tastvamasi, that Aham Brahmasmi state, you are not able to reach. Because of that, you are in Dvaita. Because of that, you are saying that the God is separate. Once you understand, once you reach to a stage that the God is there within you, that within you God can help anything that you want to do it. When you get that confidence, you will not believe that the God is somewhere, that God is within you. You can believe the God, but that God is within you, that God is not there in that statue, that God is not there in the temple or anything. That godly nature is, you will be able to see that godly nature in everyone around you. When you are able to see that everyone around you, the godly nature, you will not feel bad. That's the thing that you need to remember. The name is made by the sound. So the name, whatever the name is made by the sounds and letters. So who gave the some name, right? Suppose, because I don't know forget about other yugas, gods and all. In this yuga, because we are all many of the people are believing Shirdi Sai Baba. Who gave the name to Baba? Who said he is a Sai Baba? Did he tell that his name is Sai Baba?
We human.
No, we only.
We only, right? Something when he is joining Avo Sai. When they said, oh, Sai, then Baba means father. So Sai Baba, it became. So who gave that name? We only gave that name. Who is actually the Baba? He is the one who has conscious of that he is the knower, thinker, and doer. So but we are also that knower, doer, and thinker. But we are not conscious of it. That is only difference. Whatever that qualities of Baba is there, you are also having it. But whenever you are worshipping Baba, what you should learn it, you should become. That's what the Patri sir once he told me. Yeah, you did it Parayana so many times. Good. Now you become Baba. How do you become Baba? By adopting his qualities, by adopting the love he shared, by adopting the forgiveness he shared. That's what we have to adapt to ourselves, become that. It's not that if you are putting a picture and then giving all the things, that is not the worshipping. So if you are worshipping, that you are in that Dvaita. I just googled about a bit about Jehovah, right? Like last time I told you, Jehovah is not having any features or anything. It embeds powers, organs, functions, qualities, and relations. It is saying that Jehovah is not from the Christianity that was taken from the Greek. That's what they are saying here. The letters make the, because here in these letters, because any god, right, you are making Lakshmi, female god, Rama, male god. So again, in the god, when if it is a god, if it is a real god, if it is a supreme intelligence, do you think that they have a sex? Male, female?
No.
No, right? They have a one single body, right? Without any sex organs, they have a thing. That male part, female part was actually balanced. So in that case, how are you actually for every name, for every god name, you are just giving that sex also? So who created that? Because we are with male, female, then we created the god. We created the god like that. So if you read more and more about this chapter, right, it makes so much sense that we are the one who created everything. Female part, male part, everything. The function became sexual. When the parts of the two separate beings, one has act through the other, when the parts both are same, act together to one, these qualities are elements in their active and in their passive states. Because everybody is having male and female, both things, right? Active and passive states. The relations embedded in the nature of Jehovah are those of male to female and those both to their God, their origin, their creator, their ruler. So everything was given, and even in that, some gods have no name in the sense. Christians, they say that there is a no name. They say that Jesus is a son of God. They gave a generic title as a Lord, God, something. So even the Jesus was son of the Lord. That's why. So the designation was given like that. So what is the so the God, that Lord or a God description, what it is? The God is always, all wise, almighty. He is a friend, father, king, creator. So all the things, all the qualities we gave it to this God. So, but you don't have any script, any particular person other than that priest. They do not have any particular figure there. That's why they say that it's a failure, because if you take the whatever the qualities, when you're taking the Hindu, and when it comes to Hindu religion, when it is created, I can say, so they started creating a one that God character with some qualities. If you take Rama, one set of qualities, Krishna, some set of qualities, some Dattatreya, some set of qualities, so Lakshmi, some set of qualities, money God, studies God, something like that. He said all the gods gets the names through the breath and mouth of the worshippers. How they are getting? So whatever that we say, right, from us, they are getting the names. The name, if it is a real name like Allah, Brahma, Jehovah, not an appellation of the title, it is always so sexual. So sexual in the sense, it gives like a male or female kind of thing whenever you give that name. The worship is entering around the names. The moment I say Lakshmi, one picture is coming in my thing. The moment I say Saraswati, I'll get one picture. So something like that, one kind of image that we just formed it, right? So they discrete their names of the gods, they are union, not the propagate. So so with their names, actually, we started with their things. We started giving all the identities. The name identifies the god, but it is not his identity. That is not the God's identity. The name is the channel through which your desire thought of the devotee is flowing to him. You are just releasing your thought to the universe in that name, in that thing. You are actually desiring it. Rigidity and conservatism in the worship of the name are necessary to preserve the very basis of the God as a being. Those gods who have been successful in maintaining the worship of their names had the longest lives. Whoever is successful in maintaining their names and they are able to do that, they have the longest life. Otherwise, the god that will be worshipped, not the Greek only. That Jehovah is came from that, what you say, Jewish. That's what they are saying, from the Jewish.
Yeah, it's
Christians
Jew-
have adopted the Jewish god Jehovah, but they are not devoted to him as they do it for Jesus. So Jesus, they are actually more doing. There is a mystery about the God. What is this mystery? What is his name? Where does he come from? His past, location, presence, his nature, nature forces. All this is a mystery. Okay. His relation towards his devotees, his messages, messengers, prophets, priests. What is the purpose of the life of the God? All this is a mystery. So people wish they do not, people don't know. So that is why what they are saying, all this world is created by God. Because we doesn't know the gods who created the God. So they are saying all this was created by God. Suppose if you don't know, because now we know, right? But now we know the cell phone was who created, and all those things. Let us take. After some, if you don't know who created, if you don't know the life before the phone and all, right? So people who doesn't know, now I don't know, you may feel it is a laughing thing if I say that who created the phone. The future generations, couple of after generations, they may say God created the phone. Do you agree?
Yes.
The reason is people don't know, right? After that, even now, random people in India go and ask, when did you get your independence? I will say 50% of the people cannot tell. Because they're not actually bothering about all the things. They do not have time also to learn all the things. Very few people who are actually fascinated with history may be studying, but not many people. If you see some of the TV anchors, they will go and ask, what is the importance of January 26th? Oh, is it not Independence Day? They will say. Not the small kids only. I'm talking about the kids, the college kids, and all those people. So that much we are actually there. So even if so tomorrow if they say that the phone was invented by God, you never know, because everything we are just giving the God has created. But it is all kind of the evolution. It came. It's God was not, even the God was created by the man. Even the God image was created by the man here. Many things, especially outside the nature, definite law, people inclined, believe this law, how the law prevails. All these things who created, it is all created by the man only. Because we doesn't know that mystery, how all this created, so we are just giving to God. Especially because there is a moral compensation. There seems to be, they know nothing, no? So we are saying God. The mystery remains because humans have not solved it. If you want to solve it, where is a God? Humans can solve it. The reason is when you are meditating all the things, right? So what are you understanding when you are doing a lot of meditation? You are becoming your nature becoming so calm, you are becoming so sattvic, and you are going beyond your gunas, and you are able to understand the other people point of view. You are able to feel, even if somebody is not eating is not a vegetarian or not something, you are not actually finding fault. You are trying to say that this is not good, do this, but are you trying to find fault with them, or you are just moving on? Will you try to find the fault with them if somebody is not a vegetarian?
No.
No.
Because it is their life. It's their choice. We are just
We don't-
leaving it, right? Whatever the karma that it has to come, it is they who has to face it. You will not judge them, because why you are not judging them? You are actually vegetarians and you know the importance of it, right? Why are you not judging them? Because with all this meditation, with all this knowledge, you became the God. You know that each people are different, each person is different, each person is in a different stages of their evolution, evolving. So you know, and you will not find the fault. You will try to give as much love as possible to everybody. Do you agree?
Yes.
Is it not the reformation that we are getting in the as a byproduct of meditation? Without that, there's no use of meditation. That I can completely say. If you are not changing your behavior, if you are not changing the way you look at the things, if you are not changing the way you are working at the things, then the meditation is not helping you. Meditation is not about the but 1 hour sitting, closing your eyes and doing all this. It's not that. It is that you are going inside, you are trying to understand yourself. What is that you are trying to understand? The God, the knower inside you, you have to understand. Once you understand that knower, you will be loving being. You are the spiritual being coming to this earth just to experience the human experience. That particular part, once you understand, right, you'll be able to understand the intelligence within you. You will be able to understand the triune self within you. That triune self will bring out the effects of the destiny that is in this world, right? That will be that will come out of it. Mystery about the God is essential to him. To whom? To the human. If the mystery is gone, the nature of the God is gone. That mystery is gone, nature of the God is gone. If the nature of the God is gone, God itself is gone. The mystery of the God lies within himself, within the man, because you created, right? That mystery is lying within you. There are varieties of the gods. What are those? Fashion gods, family gods, political party gods, guilt gods, uh, dynastic gods, money gods, gambling gods. See how many gods they have. So these gods are helping and protecting the gods who are the gods of the religions. But the human thoughts, you have a similar nature. All gods are made by humans. That's why they have their bodies, they have their essential matters empowered by the human thought and desire. They are the gods of the streams and woods and localities of the human beings that they think. Okay. Human beings penetrate and which they do not think. They are none of these gods. Household gods exist, though they do not receive as much attention as they did. Out the household gods, maybe the devatas and all those things, right? They have the still because they started worshipping. Now they are not getting that much attention. That's what they are saying. French and German gods, locality of the and the language gods are also existing because that locality, that language, that kind of things. Sometimes gods which were once local became independent of the locality, as the case of the Jewish Jehovah. He is the local god for some time back, but he became it's independent. The same god is worshipped by Jewish in various countries as long as they adhere partially to the Hebrew service and his name. Generally, however, locality and the language has their part of the nature of the god. So the locality and the nature is because if you go to the Tamil Nadu, you will say the Kumar Swami is a god. If you go to Andhra, he was not, that means you see the family of the god, but you will not see that because depending on the belief system of that locality, all the things, the gods may change. There's no one in the Christian God, only they think that Jesus is the son of the God. It is not the God. There are composites of the thoughts and their worshippers, each one by the believers of the Creator, Supreme. So each God was created by the believers. Ultimately, whatever I say, it is all created by the believers or worshippers. The idea of the democracy, if dominant, influences the king or the ruler idea concerning the God. The characteristics of these gods change as the thinking of the people changes. If my thinking is changing, the idea of the God is also changing. That is what the topic of the second chapter says. It is all coming to the point, one single point. If you say you are creating, your belief is only the God. Whatever you are actually thinking, whatever you are thinking and whatever qualities that you are imposing to the God, those qualities only the God is having. He is made. There are nature gods are different. That's what they said, right? Okay. Next, what is he talking about is the human qualities of the God. Because when the God came from the human thoughts, what are the human qualities of the God? The knowledge of the God, his objects and interests, relations of the God, the moral code, flattery, how gods lose their power, what a god can do for his worshippers, what he cannot do after death, unbelievers, prayers. So these are all some simple definitions kind of the God in the third chapter they are talking about. The qualities of the God. Can you tell me what are the qualities of the God now? Let's have a kind of interactive session. So what are the qualities of the God?
Oh, love, light, joy, happiness, all
All
these.
the qualities of human, right?
Yeah.
In simple, all the
Yeah.
qualities of the human is the qualities of the God.
Yes.
He doesn't have any qualities which the human does not have. Can you tell me one quality that human does not have, only the God has?
No.
God can create, you can create. You are giving a birth, you can create, you are creating a life.
See,
Isn't
we
it?
become God by create having God's qualities.
Yes. Because his disposition is the human. His powers may be superhuman. His powers, God's powers may be superhuman because they are an accumulation of the powers given by many worshippers, and because he has the power to elemental nature so far as it makes up his body. A God has no health issue, no disease, no bodily pains, isn't it? Because we are saying that God, right? So he doesn't have any health issues. He feels pleasure and distress from the manner in which from the worshippers. He don't have any health issues, but he'll get pain, pleasure, and distress. How the worshippers are doing, isn't it? Other human beings and other gods, or other human beings and other gods treats him. How they treats, it depends on that. His pleasure will change. He desires the pleasure from the display and consequent recognition of the qualities and the power with which he is endowed. See, if many worshippers are doing this vratam, and the God will give some boons, or some God will grace some health. So is that God is doing that? Is that because that is the kind of nature? Suppose if so many people are coming and asking, suppose because forget about all the things, because Sirisha Garu keep on asking me, Prasanna Garu start with thinking, understand. Okay, she's after me. Let me start. Okay. Similarly, these days, one another person from Australia, since 3 months she is asking, continuously she is asking. So one day I feel like, okay, let me take one book and start. Because when you are actually, people are asking, it's a worshipping means that's a different, right? So when people are asking, why I didn't start in any other channel, why I have to come to the only PMC USA and start this? Because somebody is asking, somebody is giving an importance, somebody is saying that I can do it, isn't it? Similarly, the God also, when so many worshippers are doing it, so their qualities, so he will also treat them, he will, according to the worshippers wish, he'll treat them. Because worshippers also wish, oh, God will get angry if I don't do this. Many people, even nowadays, oh, I think Baba got angry, that's why this is not happening. I just laugh at them. Why? God doesn't have any other work if you believe him as a God. Because of our qualities, we are just giving it to him. He desires pleasures from all other people, has to worship him. Some gods have a pitiless, revengeful, jealous, and are pleased when the people are successfully demonstrate these qualities. None of them are entirely righteous or loving or perfect to any greater extent than human beings who worship him. So see, none of them are very for greater extent than human beings who worship. That's how human being is the one who is actually great. That's what he is saying. None of them are limitless in time. They also, because if worshippers are not there, the gods will disappear. In his belief, his declarations, each god is sincere. Because in my belief, my Baba is great and he can do everything. Because it's my belief. In somebody else, Krishna is almighty. Whatever he says is the great, and if I worship, if I just love him, he will love me. That's another belief. Somebody else will come and say, if I just believe the Rama, Rama will take care of everything. That's her belief. So it is all that our belief, each believes some supreme power. We are giving a form to it. We are giving a credit to that God instead of believing that we have that God qualities. The objects, interests, purpose of the gods are human affairs only. What is that purpose of the God? It is all human affairs only. He takes the conditions of the earth, he finds them. He does not create new earths. God is not creating. Suppose it doesn't, because all this crime is happening, I'll just demolish this earth and I'll create the new earth. Does the God is creating it? New continents is creating it. How does that America was found out by somebody? Thinking that it's India, somebody came and he found out, and from 300-400 years only that history was there, isn't it? Who created the America then? Who created America?
The man,
Christopher Columbus.
Columbus found it.
Found it.
Right?
Found it, I
This
know.
is the piece
yeah.
of the land which came from the natural, this thing it came. Columbus found it. After that, who made this America the great? Tell me. Is the God or people?
People.
It's the people. Who made this infrastructure? Who built this? Who built all the things, right? It's the people. So when people can do a particular 300 years back, nothing is there, and that they can make it as a number one country where everybody is looking forward to come migrate and say live in this country. They make so many America dream. America is a dream. How? Who did it? God did it, or first a man did it? Man did it. So that's the power of a man. That's the power of a human being. A God is thus interested. Can you say the God has created America? You will not say, because you know that it's only the 200-300 years history, right? You know that. That's why you are not saying that. God is interested in human affairs because the purpose of increasing the number of worshippers, because the purpose of increasing it, because when something was interesting, so he wanted to increase the worshippers in their enthusiasm, their devotion, their power, so that the power and glory will be happen. So that power and glory, that thought, who came? Oh, my Krishna should become famous. That thought, that somebody's thought only the God is becoming famous, isn't it? If nobody talks about Krishna, do you think that now Bhagavad Gita everybody will read it? No, right? Nobody will read it until somebody is not talking about it. Somebody is saying that Bhagavad Gita is a great book. Lord Krishna told how to live it. It is the what do you say, manual of the life. If somebody says that, then people started reading it. So who is actually creating that thing? Because you are giving that importance. Again, I say, who wrote the Bhagavad Gita? Some person only wrote the Bhagavad Gita. Some person only wrote it. So who told the, let us say Krishna only told the Bhagavad Gita, but Krishna is whom here, there? Who is Krishna there?
He is the human. He was a human.
He's a human. He's a human. He may be with the conscious of that he is the knower. He may be the person who is a conscious of Aham Brahmasmi state or Tattvamasi state, or he knows that he is a triune self. That is the person.
Yes.
But we made that as a God. That's the thing, right? So there are people who came to the Patrisar, he always said, oh, everybody is asking experience, but if you ask like what experience you got, oh, bah, I don't get any experience, Abba, you're all great. Did he not tell? So he is a conscious of it. He's a conscious of his purpose, so he just did his purpose and went. So what we have to do it when we are following that he is a supreme consciousness, we have to take his path forward. It's not that we have to put the Patrisar photo and put a garland. That's not the thing.
Yes.
Whatever the qualities that he imposed, whatever the dreamt of the world should be, that thing we have to take it forward, isn't it?
Yes.
Because we have seen him, we are at least able to understand. Because Rama and Krishna, we didn't see him, we are just putting the garland. That's a problem. Tomorrow, next generation, they will put the Patrisar and garland. They may not do the meditation. That's not the thing, right? So because we all know personally, we have talked to him, we understand what is his intentions. So as a part of, because we need to understand this multitude of doers, we have to understand that doers multitude, a part of educational needs filled by existence of this composite entity. All this composite entity we were existing. Any intelligence is immeasurably superior to most powerful gods. Any intelligence is immeasurably superior to most superior gods. Remember that. Okay. This intelligence is supreme. The bond of the light of intelligence is sent from the human beings to these things. The intelligence guide the God in the God certain instances. They do not create the God. Men do that. Only intelligence will not create the God. Men do it. They do not give him his character. Men do it. They do not shorten or prolong the life. Men do it. This is all the men which is doing it. I'll stop here only. So we will continue the next one, the third chapter. I just started the third, just one page I just completed. I completed second section, third one page I just completed. We will see the third section next